welcome back to Coco's Book Nook. I am Courtney, and today we are going to be starting Escape the Readathon. This year we are the Orange Cat Cruise, and I am on Team Hackers, and we need to pick our first book. So my idea going through this is I have a lot of Book of the Month books that I need to read and thriller books. So what I did is I put every book that I have not read on this shelf and my Book of the Month shelf, and we are gonna spin a wheel. I have two wheels. Today I think we're gonna start with this shelf since I'm here and you guys can see these. Let's see what my first read for Escape the Readathon is going to be. It's not bad. The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This is going to be our first one. This is actually a Book of the Month book too, so it knocks both off the shelves. This one is about April Clark Cliveden was the first person Hannah Jones met at Oxford. Vivacious, bright, occasionally vicious, and the ultimate it girl. She quickly pulled Hannah into her dazzling orbit. Together, they cultivated a group of devoted and inseparable friends. Will, Hugh, Ryan, and Emily during their first term. By the end of the year, April was dead. Our first book, guys. Hi, friends. I have finished The It Girl by Ruth Ware. This one, I wasn't really too sure going into it because I didn't know. At first, I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. So it kind of goes back and forth in between like the present and the past of what happened that night. We're kind of getting like a little bit of like what happened and yeah, just the story from that point of view. And then we're in the present a lot, and I really wasn't sure about Hannah at first. So April passed. April was murdered, and we are trying to figure out who done it. So there's this guy, Neville. Can't remember his first name. He was arrested and charged for it because that's who they thought did it. And then something came up, and Hannah's like, you know what? We're gonna go through this again. I need to know who actually did it. And so in the after, because they're titled Before and After, we're kind of following Hannah on this little crazy journey of who killed her friend. And to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting somebody completely different. It didn't turn out to be that guy. He was very sus for a while. And yeah, it was a ride at the end. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I believe you. And then we kind of went a little bit forward. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it all adds up now. But it was great. I'd say probably like a 3.5 for this. I did enjoy it. Yeah. Let's pick our next read. Got my handy dandy iPad over here. Okay. So we picked off of our thriller shelf, which technically The It Girl is also a Book of the Month book, but we have other Book of the Month books that we need to get to as well. So we are going to be spinning on that one. Let's get our screen record going. All right. Spin number 2. Let's see. We got Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Give me 1 second. Alright, so we got Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This one is about newlyweds. Trisha and Ethan are searching for the house of their dreams. They think they found it when they visit the remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a renowned psychiatrist who vanished without a trace years ago. But when a violent winter storm traps them in at the estate, the house begins to lose its appeal. Ooh. I'm already sold. I like winter storm, when you're snowed in, I don't know, but those are my favorite thrillers. So I'm sold. Let's get started, and I will see you guys at the end. Alright guys, let's spin for a new book, because I only have I'm halfway through Never Lie by Frida McFadden, and we need another book, because I'm going to finish that before work ends tomorrow. So let's spin. Alright, we are spinning. Hopefully we got one that has an audiobook with it. So we landed on Hunted by Darcy Coates. I was able to find the audiobook on Hoopla, so welcome to our next book. I will see you guys later. So I finished Hunted by Darcy Coates. I have no thoughts on this one. This one is definitely one of those. So she's either a really, a hit or a miss with me. And this one was just kind of a hit or a miss. I really didn't retain anything in this one. This one just wasn't for me on Darcy's radar, so. But who knows? I'm probably going to like the next one that I haven't read from her. So we need to spin again and see what we're reading next. So, handy dandy spinner. All right. Cabin at the End of the World. Not a bad choice. Alright, so we got The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. This one is pretty short, so I'm kind of hoping that I can read this really quickly and get it done by tonight. It is 270 pages, which I am hoping it is currently 9 p.m. So maybe not finishing it tonight, but I am going to try to get as much of this read. I will see you guys when I'm done. Alright, so I do need an audiobook for tomorrow at work. So we are going to spin again and see what we get. Hopefully we get one that we have an audiobook for. Ooh, I do have an audiobook for this on Libby. The Wilder Girls. Alright, so we spun and got Wilder Girls by Rory Power. And I do have the audiobook for this, so we will be listening to this tomorrow. And I will see you after I am done listening. Hi, friends. So I finished Wilder Girls. And it was weird. And not a good weird, a weird weird. And I couldn't. I gave it a 2 stars. Yeah. So we're following this girl. And she's in a school, and they get quarantined for what they call the talks. And some weird shit happens. And it was just kind of one of those kind of cringy weird, what am I reading type of book. So I am about halfway through The Cabin at the End of the World, and it is weird. And I don't know how I'm feeling about this. So we're start off with almost 8-year-old Gwen. She's out finding grasshoppers, and here comes a weird man. And he kind of sits down, and he kind of starts talking to her, helps her catch some grasshoppers and stuff, and goes, okay, let's go talk to your dads now. And then they kind of get barricaded into this cabin, and they're pretty much told that if they don't help, then They're gonna be the only people left in the whole entire world. Everything's gonna end. The whole entire is gonna pretty much like blow up, blah blah blah, and they're gonna be the only people left. And that's all I caught. Like, I'm just kind of like, what? Like, I don't know. They're trying to get them to help save the world, and it's just, I'm not sure yet. But I will update you when I finish. Alright, so we need to spin again. Alright, let's see what we get next. Okay. We got The Book of the Witching by C.J. Cook. Hi guys! So I finished The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I wasn't too sure, kind of in here. And then there was a little twist, and there was an unexpected death that I'm like, oh! You wouldn't. You did. They did. He did. And it was weird, but I did like the last couple chapters. Well, I guess the last chapter, I would say. Oh, maybe the last couple. The last part. I did like the last part because I was kind of on my toes going, okay, what's happening? What are we doing? And I gave it a 3.5. I did not really enjoy the beginning of it. I was kind of bored and not really invested up until about 3/4 of the way through. I want to say I was about 60% through that. I'm finally like, what you doing there, Paul? Okay. But yeah, it caught me off guard a little bit, but it was definitely weird is really all I got. So yeah, The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook is what we got on our spinner wheel, and let me tell you, I am about halfway through this. I have like 5 hours left, and I am actually really enjoying this one. This one is about we get 2 different point of views. We are in the past, and then we are also in the present. We're following Clem. Clem is watching her granddaughter. Her daughter went off on this trip, and then she gets a phone call saying that she's a burn victim at a hospital, and they're like, okay. Erin's unconscious. They have her like in a medical induced coma, stuff like that. They went on like a little trip with her boyfriend and her best friend, and fire or something happens. We don't know yet. Nothing. She doesn't even remember who her mom or her dad is at this point, and it's weird, but I'm enjoying it. So I'll catch back up to you when I'm done. All right, so we do need another book, so we are going to spin. What are we going to get? Bitter Orange. All right, so we got Bitter Orange by Claire Fuller. This one, from the attic of Linton's a dilapidated English country mansion, Frances Jellicoe sees them. Kara first, dark and beautiful, then Peter, striking and serious. The couple is spending the summer of 1969 in the rooms below hers, while Frances searches the architecture in the surrounding gardens. But she's distracted. Beneath a floorboard in her bathroom, she finds a peephole that gives her access to her neighbors' private lives. Sounds interesting. I picked this up at Goodwill like years and years ago, so I need to read it. I even have a bookmark in here. That's probably where the last people's left off. Yeah. I will see you guys when I either finish or make a little progress in this one. Hey friends, let's talk about the Book of Witching by C.J. Cook. I actually really enjoyed this one. It was probably a 4-star. I'd say it was 4-star. I actually really enjoyed this one. I'm also kind of a sucker for that, that historical witch trials type of story, and that's kind of what this one is. But there's a bit of a magical element and more of a twist on it, and I really liked it. It was one that I'm like, oh, what the hell happened? And we get previous and past and present, and there's just something about a mystery thriller that has the past and the present perspectives in it, and they all just kind of come together at the end. I just really enjoyed it. So this one was a win. We got a win out of some books on my shelves. But we need to roll for an audiobook. I have 7 books that I need to read ASAP that are due within the next 3 to 5 days on Libby, and I can't renew them. So these are still books off my shelves. I just pulled all of the ones that I can't renew off so we can get to them now, instead of spinning the wheel and them not showing up, because I need them. Like, we need to get to these. So let's go ahead and spin and see which one we get. What are we getting? Okay. Alright, so we got Darling Girl by Liz Mikulski. I want to say Mike Wazowski, because that's what my brain goes there. Reimagining of Peter Pan. Ooh. Okay. I'm already intrigued. I love Peter Pan, though. So I will see you guys in a little while. Alright, friends, so I made it like 3 pages into this, and I'm just not really feeling it. I think it's kind of the way that it's written. It's kind of more like slow written than it is anything else. And I mean, it's 317 pages, and I'm just kind of like, I'm not liking it. I feel like I should give it a little bit more, but then again, like, I'm just not. It's definitely got that historical setting in it, and like, I'm not a historical person. Like, yes, I just finished, and I love this book, the Book of Witching by C.J. Cook, but I like witch trials. Like, I like that historical. This one's just like Summer 69, and I'm just kind of like, cool. And we're kind of starting off with her on her deathbed. She's talking to a vicar, whatever they're called, whatever those priests are that have the white collar, is what she's talking to. And she doesn't know what he even is, and blah blah blah. And it says that he has asked to see her before, but she refused, and now we're letting him. And she's talking about where she will go after, like where she's gonna be buried. And I don't know. I honestly have, like, this one is just not gonna be for me. As much as I wanted it to. Like, the premise sounded interesting, but the more, like, I think about it, like, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care enough to continue on the 3-4 pages that I've read. So, we're just not. Let's roll for another book, guys. Alright, so I got my handy dandy. We are rolling for spinning. Why are we rolling? We're spinning for a book that I have out on Libby that is due very soon, and I can't renew them. So, I gave you guys all that explanation earlier. Ooh. No One Can Know. Hold on. Alright, so we got No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. And this one, I picked out because it sounded freaking amazing. I don't know. It caught my eye on Book of the Month. This one is about 3 sisters, 2 murders, and too many secrets to count. I think this one's going to be a little bit more up my alley than Bitter Orange. So, let's go. So, I finished Darling Girl last night by Liz Mikowski. And I actually really, really like this one. This one has kind of just a little teensy bit of a darker side of Peter Pan. And I love the dark side of Peter Pan. Like, it fits. It just fits so well. But we're following Holly, which is the great-granddaughter to Wendy. And her mom, Jane, is Wendy's daughter, obviously. And they have a connection with Peter. And so Holly has 2 kids, twins, Jack and Eden. And Holly is running this skincare line, everything. Well, Holly gets a call about Eden. She's gone. Like, she disappeared. She's been in a coma for the past decade. And so they fly back to London and search for Eden. And some shit happens. And I loved it. This one was a 4-star. Like, I actually really, really enjoyed this one a lot. But Peter Pan retellings are kind of a hit or a miss for me. Most of the time they're a hit. But there's some times where I'm like, I hate that one. I'm like, I don't like it. But this one I actually really enjoyed. And it's definitely going to be a new favorite. So, enjoyed that one. I also got halfway through No One Can Know, and I'm actually liking this one as well. So we're following Emma, and she and her 2 sisters. There was a murder 14 years ago of their parents. And from what we get so far is her parents are kind of some assholes and kind of some pieces of shit, if we'll say. And some things happen that, and we are going past, present. And I like those because I like getting the little tidbits of what happened that night, along with what they're trying to figure out during the present. Like, and then it all just kind of, like, weaves together at the end. Like, I like that. And so I'm enjoying that. I don't like Emma's husband. He's a dick. I'm just gonna say that. But I am enjoying it. I'm about halfway through. I'm hoping to finish today. So we spun. It was half and half because I have 2 books that are due very, very soon. And one of them is Fate of the Fallen by Kel Cade. This one is actually due tomorrow, so we need to get on this one. But, yeah. I'll see you back when I've read a little bit. Just finished No One Can Know, and I don't know. The husband is a piece of shit. Like, he's something else. Like, like, I was really actually enjoying this one. Couldn't stand the husband. He can just go. And the reveal, really, that was a cop-out. I'm sorry, but I didn't like the reveal of who killed the parents, but I'm gonna say probably a 3. Yeah, I did like it up until the very end. And yeah, that's my opinion. That's all I got. I can't really say too much on these thrillers because it gives away everything. It really does. But 3-star for No One Can Know. So I made it about, I think it was like 43, about halfway through. And honestly, I'm just bored. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't really care. Like, it's supposed to be like a fantasy, and I keep getting like, okay, I got her pregnant. Like, oh, we fell in love. And stuff like, and like, just like catching up on like weird little things like that. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I'm not liking it, is all. And I don't think I'm gonna like the rest. So, we're gonna DNF. Because, yeah, DNF'd. On to the next book. Hi friends, so I finished One for a Couple by Ruth Ware. I'm not completely sure how I felt about it. It was weird. It was weird. There's some spots that I'm like, I want to probably like a 2.5 star. I want to say probably maybe not even a 3-star. It was just kind of one of like those filler books for me. I wasn't invested. I really didn't care, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's move on to our next book. So you guys watched me spin for this, but I never actually said that I was reading it. But I did get You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose, and I actually really enjoyed this one. It was weird. It was weird, but I did like it. The ending kind of, I think, is what I liked the most, because at the end I'm like, wait, what? Like, the ending got me. Like, it got me. So, definitely 4 stars on this one. 3.5. At the most, 3.5, I would say. Most of it, I'm just kind of like, are we in a romance novel? And then we got to the end, I'm like, all right, okay. But yeah, that one was definitely a hit. So, off our list. So, again, I'm in a bind because borrowed a bunch of Libby books, and we are running out of time to read those. So I did a number generator. I did like 1 through, I think it was 17, that I have out, and I just literally counted down the line, like what I think we got number 2, which was Like Mother Like Daughter by Kimberly McCrate, and I enjoyed this one. It was one of those weird ones, and it was good. We were following a mother, or a daughter who is looking for her missing mother, and we don't know what's going on. Like, everything's just kind of like up in shambles, and we get the past and the present, like I like. So it was definitely a hit for me. I would say probably about a 3 stars. And that's really all I got. We do need to do another book, so why don't we do that? Okay, so this is my stack of books that we have out on Libby, because I'm horrible. Like, yeah. So there are 16 books in this pile that you guys can kind of see here. So there's 16, and we got on our number generator book 4. So counting from the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. The Last Word by Taylor Adams is our next read. This one is about Emma Carpenter is living in isolation with her golden retriever, Leica, house sitting on an old beachfront home on the rainy Washington coast. Her only human contact is with her enigmatic elderly neighbor, Deke, and via text, the house's owner, Jules. One day she reads a poorly written but gruesome horror novel by the author H.G. Cain and posts a 1-star review that drags her into an online argument with none other than the author himself. Soon after, disturbing incidents start to occur at night. To Emma, this just can't be a coincidence. It was strange enough for the author to bicker with her online about a lousy review. Could he be stalking her too? Okay. Sounds interesting. I will see you back when I read it. So I finished Last Word by Taylor Adams, and it was interesting. It was weird, and I don't know, like, this was a hot mess of a book, is what I would call it. I wasn't really too invested for most of it. There was some weird interactions, and the reveal at the end, I'm like, really? 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 We went there? We did. And I'm just kind of like, that was a mess. Like, it was straight up a hot-ass mess is what this book was. And it's a 2-star. And that's all I got. I don't have much to describe this book besides a hot-ass mess. So, there's that. So, Libby is controlling my life right now, and I can not spin because I have a few books that are due in the next 2 and 3 days. So, I'm not worried about Divine Rivals because I have a play away from the library, so that one, if it goes away, it goes away. It's fine. But Half Sick Shadows by Lauren Sebastian is our next one that is due in 2 days, and we kind of need to read it. So, we're going to go with that one. Hi friends, we have some packages to open. First up is Probably Smut. I've been getting this one since they started, and I love it, so I haven't ended it. This month, it always comes in a cute little package. And you get stickers that match the book, and you get a little annotation guide, which doubles as a bookmark and your annotation. And then you get book review pages. These ones are just refills for the journal. I actually don't use them, so I have a bunch of them just stacked up. And this book is In Good Company by Kat Singleton. And usually the covers are exclusive to Probably Smut. The inside's cute. And they are always signed too. And I just kind of tuck my things in there so I have them for later. And this one is my Illumicrate box. This is the theme, and then about everything that is in here. First box. I'm thinking that this one is the plant pot. Oh, that is actually really cute. Oh, I like that. This one is the Ancient Archaeology Plant Pot, inspired by What the River Knows. Buy a book decision coin, inspired by Queen's Thief. Oh, that's actually pretty. I don't know how well y'all are gonna be able to see that. Jade Dragon Bow replica. This one was inspired by the Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I do like that on the little pouches now they're saying what it is and what it's inspired by. That's pretty cool. Now, how do we open it? Right here. Maybe. Ooh, that is gorgeous. I like that. Dark Artifacts Satin Pillowcases. This one is inspired by Dark Rise. I can't even get in this. You all might not be able to see these. Ah, there we go. Okay, are these little ones? Oh no, this is an actual pillowcase. Pattern on it. That's actually really pretty. Alright, I think that is everything. Yes. And then last but not least, we have our book. And ooh, that's already pretty. A Song of Legends Lost by M.H. Allende. Okay. I've been leaving the plastic cover on them, but y'all can't really see it all that well with it on. So, and I'm probably gonna keep this just because of those edges. And it is pretty. All right, in the back, if you wanna pause and read. Oh, guys, like, it's just gorgeous. And there is an author note with it signed. And then the back. Ooh. Ooh! I don't know how well y'all can see that. But it's like a raven. So, like, yeah. I don't know if I can, like... And then there's that part. It's got a tree. This is gorgeous. I'm actually excited about this one. That is all I have. That's all we got. I will see you guys next time. So I know I've read a few books towards the end that I don't remember which ones I haven't talked about with you guys yet. I want to say it was probably those two, but we're just gonna do a little walkthrough of what we read this month, because I don't even remember. There's 18 books. Let's just start with that. I have read 18 books. One was an ebook. 17 were audiobooks. I own 17 of these. One was on Kindle Unlimited. Kind of a breakdown of my ratings for these. I had 2 DNFs. One was I don't even know if I even have all the books here. I had 1 1-star, 5 2-stars, 6 3-stars, 3 4-stars, and 1 5-star. We weeded a bunch of books out. Let's just say that. My shelves are a little more empty now because I'm getting rid of quite a bit of books, because if I didn't like them, I didn't like them, you know? Let's start with the beginning, I guess. So I did start the month off with our very first spin was The It Girl by Ruth Ware. I did give this one a 3-star. We moved into Never Lie by Frida McFadden, and this one was a 4-star. Hunted by Darcy Coates. I gave this one a 1-star. It just really wasn't the Darcy for me. I finished A Court of Greed and Gold, which was a 5-star. This is book 2 in the series, and I've just been eating this series up. Like, they're just so good and so bingeable, and I loved it. Next up we had the Wilder Girls. This one was a 2-star. And we had The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. This one was a 3-star. The Book of Witching by C.J. Cook. This one was a 4-star. And then we had Darling Girl. This one was also a 4-star. No One Can Know was a 3-star. We DNF'd Fate of the Fallen. One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware was a 2-star. You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. This one was a 3-star. Like Mother Like Daughter was a 3-star. The Last Word by Taylor Adams was a 2-star. Bitter Orange we DNF. Half Sick of Shadows was a 3-star. The Wilder Woman was also a 2-star. And A Talent for Murder was also a 2-star. As you see, I didn't really have a really amazing reading month. I had some wins, I did, but the point of this was to read as many of these as I could to clear my shelves out of which ones I don't like and don't want to keep. So my plan for these is we might go right along and find a couple different free little libraries, and I have a shit ton of Red books that we can go and try to get rid of as much as possible and then take the rest to like the thrift store or something, because I have a lot of books and I weeded out a lot. I think the only ones I am gonna keep out of all of these is Half Sick of Shadows, You Shouldn't Have Come Here, Darling Girl, The Book of the Witching, No One Can Know. I don't think I'm going to keep these ones. I am collecting Darcy ones, but I might just get rid of this one because I'm not going to read it again. I didn't like it. So out of all of those, I've only kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the rest are leaving my vicinity, and I'm okay with that. Because my goal this year is to read as many books on my shelves as possible and to weed out all of the ones that I know I'm never going to read again, or ones that I just don't like. Because there's a lot. And it was a good month. We actually read quite a bit and weeded out quite a bit. And I'm going to count Escape as a win for me with everything that we didn't like and what we did like. So I will see you in June for the Amazing Readathon. Bye, guys.